Hello and welcome to Empire Rugby League. This is Coaching from the Couch. We are here with your Round 13 NRL preview. I'm the Bear. With me, as always, is Wombat, but Wombat's not here. So, Badger, you're back again.
Yeah, just filling in where I can, trying to contribute as much as I can. But it's good to be here. Enjoyed talking footy lately, so we'll keep cracking on, hey?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's crack straight into it. Obviously, no Thursday night game with the Women's Origin, when we've covered that one off earlier in the week. So, Friday night, it is the Dragons versus the Knights at Jubilee Stadium in Wollongong, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
It sure is. And not much. I mean, all the Origin stars should be backing up. Kalen Ponga is named. There is whispers that Adam O'Brien may rest him this match, which means Fletcher Sharp would move back to fullback. But other than that, the Knights are basically all the same, apart from Adam Elliott, who's out with the season with a torn bicep.
Yeah, look, I like Sharp and fullback, but I think the main expectation these days is, Origin players back up. It's become the normal, not like, previous years back in the day when we've seen them getting a rest. And Kalen seems pretty keen to get out there and have a run. So, yeah, we'll see Sharp back in the six, I'm expecting this week. Yeah,
well, to be honest, Ponga didn't do much on Wednesday night, so he should be relatively fresh.
You'd like to think so.
Anyway, with the Dragons, Val Holmes, the only Origin rep, and he is named and almost guaranteed to play.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be missing him.
No. Christian Tuipulotu has been named to come back on the wing, but the whispers that we are hearing is that he will have another week off just to come back 100% from that injury. And young Nathan Lawson may make his debut on the wing. Another debutant.
Be nice to see. Be nice to see some more boys coming through.
Absolutely. And Lycan King Tongia has moved to the 6 and Flanagan moved to the 7. Still no Lockie Ilias.
Yeah, look, I don't mind the switch. I'm keen to see how they're moving around in the different positions because they've both got that sort of good running game on them. They've both got a 7 game on them as well, so it should be interesting to see how they play opposite sides of the field.
I think it makes a bit of sense, actually. Like, given Flanagan's the more experienced of the pair, I think it makes sense to putting him in at 7. And honestly, Kyle hasn't been playing top-tier footy, but he hasn't been playing shit footy either.
Yeah, exactly right. Doing his job, as we like to see.
And always, some more of our favourites at Empire here, young Hamish Stewart.
Love Hamish.
Starting lock still.
All the raps for that man.
And the young Fletcher Hunt for the Knights, that flying mullet, he's retained his wing position, so that's always good to see.
Absolutely. I want to see some more aerial acrobatics from the young man.
Yeah.
It's been good.
Well, how do you see this one playing out, Badger?
Look, I'm going Dragons. It's, they're playing a home game and they're playing against the Knights, so you really can't tip anyone other than the Dragons, can you?
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. Beware the red V at Jubilee. I think Ponga coming. If Ponga is rested for this game, I think the Knights give it a fair crack, and it's a close one. If Ponga plays, somehow I think that goes to the Dragons' favour, which is one of the weirdest sentences I've said all year, I think.
Yeah, I think we've already spoken about the sort of over-reliance that I'm a bit stuck on with Kalen Ponga. And I'm coming back from Origin. I feel like there's going to be that greater expectation now that he's a current Queensland player. But yeah, we'll see how it plays out. I've got the Dragons over top of them, nice and easy.
Absolutely. Anyway, moving on. Saturday, the first game. Your mob, the Gold Coast Titans, up against Wombat's mob, the Melbourne Storm. So I'm sort of glad the pair of yous aren't here. I don't have to separate yous, but all the Origin boys have been named to back up here for Melbourne. I can see Cameron Munster. I can see Harry Grant. I can see
Bo Tino and Mo are all in the starting lineup again.
Yeah, both Fermor's there. Mo Fodawaker, Tino Fasua, Mala Aoi. So this should not be void of any Origin stars. Jalen de Groot has been called back into fullback with Brimson at 6 and Kieran Foran moving to the 14.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think it's probably a move by the coach Des just in the future. Kieran's tail end of his career as he has been for a while. He's great experience, great player, but I think we're sort of looking towards the future with a solid group of playing 6 and 7.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we need to get those boys in position, get them a bit of experience while Kieran's there to talk them around as well. So I think it's a good move to get Kieran out and give the boys a bit more time.
And the utility Chris Randall, he's been named in the back row this week.
How good.
For Melbourne, well, as we said, There's a Cameron Munster in the lineup, Harry Grant, Trent Liero's backing up as well. Look, Harry Grant would want to play a lot better football than what he did on Wednesday night, that's for sure.
Definitely some silly decisions happening out of dummy half there, but we'll see him back in the purple and see how he starts running there.
Are you sticking with the heart or are you going with your head?
I'd like to go with the head, but it's hard to tear that logo off my chest. The Titans can play dangerous footy and they can play good footy. It just depends if they want to or not, and I think they've got a very solid chance against the Storm. So I'm tipping the Titans. I think they'll play that dangerous game. It'll be good. If they play good, it'll be a great match. So I'm going with the Titans.
If the Titans they don't even have to put 80. If they can put 60 minutes together in this game, I think we get a cracker. But I am going to go with Melbourne, purely because Melbourne are gone win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. They had the loss going into the bye, and now it's their turn to win. And I was heavy on the Titans at the start of the year, and I can't.
We'll see where the loyalties lie with the regular Wombat instead of the new bloke Badger. Might not come back next week.
Oh, Badger. One of you will always be hiding in the hole from the sounds of it.
Sounds about right.
Anyway, moving along. And we have the Cowboys against the Tigers up in Townsville. Well, I think the fixtures last year, the Tigers went up to Townsville and absolutely spanked the Cowboys. Yeah. And then the Cowboys came down to Leichhardt and absolutely spanked the Tigers.
Which is dumb, because when do you ever tip against the Cowboys in Townsville?
That's exactly right. But as we have a quick look through the Cowboys team list, Jackson Purgeau is still named at 6 with Tommy Dearden in the 7, which means Jake Clifford stays as 18th man. Nanai's backing up. Ruben Cotter's backing up. Obviously Tommy Dearden, and that is all. Oh, and Reece Robson is as well. So all the Origin stars backing up for the Cowboys.
Good to see.
Tigers, well, as we are well aware, they had no Origin stars, but
they should have one, I'd say. But we talked about that last episode,
yes.
So you can go and listen to the Origin episode.
But there is a big change in the lineup for the Tigers. At number 6, young Heath Mason will be playing 6 with no Lockie Galvin whatsoever.
Yep.
Obvious reasons for that. I mean, the potential move that could be happening later this week, early next week, whenever it happens. So the Tigers are clearly looking to the future.
Not going to put the rumours out, but it seems like Lockie's off. So yeah, seeing little Heath running out at 6, we should see Luai, playing his 7 role, but going on from here, and the standard Tiger side. Other than that,
yeah, no real surprises there from the Tigers. But which way are you leaning here?
Cowboys in Townsville. It's always going to be Cowboys in Townsville for me.
Yeah, look, I mean, as much as I think Terrell May is going to come out and absolutely breathe fire for the first 20 minutes.
Of course he will.
I mean, well, you hope so.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's enough in that Tigers side to go up to Townsville and actually combat the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys coming off a really poor loss as well last game. I think Toddy Payton has put almost a 10-day camp into them during the bye, and
and even with 3 players off to Origin, they come back, they're going to keep playing, and now they've had that bit of exposure playing together in Origin side.
Well, the 3 Queensland boys will be coming out with a point to prove after Wednesday night.
They're definitely going to be backing up hard.
Yeah, I'll sit with you there, and I'll be going Cowboys in that one as well. Third and last game on Saturday night is Manly v the Broncos at, I want to say 4 points. It is at 4 points. No Tom Travojevic. So Lehigh Hopewadi back to fullback, and Tommy Talau is named on the wing. Another big body.
Yeah, Manly likes stacking those wings.
Yeah, big body on the wing. And I'm going to go out on a limb. I haven't researched this, but I'm going to say this is Tommy's first NRL for the season.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard much of him from previous games, so it definitely could be. You definitely could be onto something there.
Seems a bit harsh, given the year he had last year on the wing and in the centres for Manly. Like, he was quite impressive.
Yeah, it's been weird. after, the effort he put in, not seeing him on that team list. It's been quite strange. Like, I might be wrong, but like I said, I haven't seen much of him. I haven't heard much of him. So it's good to see him back, and hopefully he backs up from last year and keeps it rolling. It'd be good to see.
Absolutely. And Josh Alloway is back as well, so he will start in the front row with Ethan Bullymore retaining that starting prop position as well. Other than that, Matt Lodge on the bench, as we said in the review show. Matt Lodge will now play first grade for the rest of the year. I can't see why Manly wouldn't have him in the team.
Only unforeseen circumstances, I'd say.
Yeah, that's about it. Ben Takura and Brendan Piakura are both named on the bench for the Broncos, so two huge young fellas.
Yeah.
Billy Walters has gone back to 14 with Corey Pakes now at the start of 9.
Yeah, whipped him back the opposite way, which I don't know what's going on over there, but I think they're just trying a few new things to see what happens, but it seems like they're just trying the same thing over and over again.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, Madge started the year that way. And
exactly right.
It's flipped them, and now he's flipped them back, so I don't know what's going on there. Obviously, still no Reece Walsh, so Jesse Arthurs will play fullback with Cobbo back on the wing. Other than that, Ezra Mam, Adam Reynolds in the halves, Pat Carrigan backing up, Payne Haas backing up. So, look, which way are you leaning, Badger?
Look, we've not seen exceptional form lately, but I've got the Broncos over Manly here.
This is a dead set coin toss.
It is. It really is a 50-50 because both teams have been on off. Both teams have had great games and then had off form for the past few weeks. But I don't know why. It's just a gut feeling. I think the Broncos are going to go over Manly here.
Well, I'm going to go the old adage, Manly at Brookvale. I think that holds up this week. I don't know why. To be honest, this could either be an absolutely terrible game, or it could be game of the round.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you were to put a margin on it, you wouldn't know if you were doing it by 6 points or 40 points, right? So
that's exactly right.
Like you said, it could be an exceptional game or could be the poor form that we've seen over the past few weeks from both teams and just be horrible. But Broncos for me, Manly for you. We'll see how we play out there.
That's it. And then we move on to Sunday, and it's the Rabbitohs versus the Warriors at a Core Stadium. So the Warriors finally have to leave New Zealand again. Excuse me.
I think there wouldn't be many objections getting out after the form they had last week.
Yeah, well, let's just hope they don't bring the wet weather with them.
Yeah.
But anyway, Latrell Mitchell is named to back up. Campbell Graham, obviously his 18th man, didn't play any footy, but would have enjoyed Wednesday night nonetheless. Jamie Humphries is back in the 7 with Jaden Sullivan retaining the 6 jersey. Other than that, it looks like Wayne's found his recipe. He's keeping Jai Arrow and Keon in the front row. My only concern here for South is at hooker. There's nothing wrong with Havili. He's a great backup and can fill in wherever, but I just don't think... I think they lose a little bit with Havili at hooker instead of Mamazoulis, or obviously they don't have the depth there either.
Yeah, it's difficult when, you've got those big players out and you're trying to fill in. Like, Havili, yes, can play like you said, but I think, like I said before, he's found his recipe. Wayne loves a bit of consistency, but he'll also change you at the drop of a hat. So, seems like we're getting a bit of consistency now, and we'll see how the next few weeks go for him.
And for the Warriors, Rocco Berry is back again. Geez, I hope this bloke can stay fit. Him and Campbell Graham are fantastic centres. They just can't stay injury free.
Yeah, it's disappointing to see. I hate seeing any player get injured, especially ones that are in form and they're going, because it can put such a damper on their career, which really sucks for them. Absolutely,
and for the rest of the 1 to 7, the Warriors are unchanged. They get James Fisher-Harris back after that 1 week suspension. Wade Egan at 9, I think, and this is where my Havili concern is. Wade Egan up against Havili. I think Wade Egan's going to have an absolute field day with that. Barnett backs up. Capewell back in the back row, which means Murata Niokora goes to the back row, which means Leka Halasima moves back to the bench.
Yeah, look, Halasima's been in good form. He's been playing well, but when you've got people like Niokora and Capewell that you can put in the back row, it's definitely something you move out to make space for him.
Absolutely, and quite possibly by the year so far, Aaron Clark is going to lock the scrum at 13.
Look, disappointing the Titans didn't have a place for him, but I'm glad he's found his groove and he's definitely moving well. It's good to see Aaron going well.
Absolutely. Which way are you leaning here, Badger?
I got the Warriors over the Bunnies, even though it's outside of New Zealand, but I feel like they've got a good squad. They've got some good form here. I feel like the Warriors getting over the top.
Look, again, this is another coin flip game. I can't confidently pick either one. I think the effort the Warriors showed against the Raiders in New Zealand last week was a bit ordinary.
Yeah.
And Wayne just knows how to get through origin periods. He knows how to get through difficult periods in a season. He's switched up his forward pack. It looks like it's humming. Jamie Humphries is back. The battle of the halfbacks is going to be a killer. Humphries versus Metcalf. I'm struggling. I do not know.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear you talking about it as a coin flip because I really have the Warriors confidently.
Do you really?
I think with the form they had last week, there's going to be a big backup here. Even outside of New Zealand, I'm confident on the Warriors. So I disagree with you on the coin flip. I think this is going to be... It's not going to be a blowout, but the Warriors are getting over.
Fair enough. And I'll let you know a little secret. I've only tipped South Sydney twice this year, and they've won both times.
Best tip the Warriors then, eh?
I am going to tip the Warriors after that comment. Yes, I am. So we're both with the Wars there. I mean, I've ditched them for nearly the last month, and Wombat's been absolutely into me about it. So I better jump back on the War train, and you watch, they'll lose this week.
I better not.
Anyway, moving on. The 2 p.m. game for us Perth viewers on Sunday is Penrith v Parramatta, Battle of the West. These are usually absolute crackers, no matter where either team is sitting.
It doesn't matter about form. These two teams come out and just want to play.
Usually it's Penrith up the top of the ladder and Parramatta down the bottom, and we still get a good game. But at the moment, they're both in the bottom 4.
Maybe we'll get a bit more consistency from them after they bash into each other from a bit.
Yeah, so I've got no idea what's going to happen here. But anyway, all the Origin boys from both sides are backing up. So there's a Dylan Edwards named at fullback, Toto's named on the wing, Cleary's named at 7, Liam Martin at 12, Isaiah Yeo at 13, and Lomax is named on the wing, and Mitch Moses is named in the 7. So no Origin hangover there.
It's going to be good to see Toto and Lomax going at each other after being teammates and winning the game.
Not only that, the 2 7s, Cleary and Moses.
Mitchell and Cleary and Moses going at each other. It's going to be a good game, I reckon, against those boys going against each other.
I mean, this is never a bad game, but I'm obviously going to stay loyal. I'm going Parramatta. I think actually we have a little bit of form over Penrith in recent years and this year as well. So I'm going to quite comfortably tip my boys. Where are you leaning?
Yeah, well, you can't rip the logo off your chest, can you?
No.
Just like the Titans. I'm going Panthers, actually. I think Panthers, they're getting back on the up. Like you said, the Eels have been playing quite well lately. But, Ivan's never going to let the Penrith go down for too long.
Absolutely.
They're definitely bringing it back together, and they're definitely moving forward. Not the form we've seen over the previous seasons. Obviously, as we know, we've watched League this year. But yeah, I'm on Penrith on this one.
And yet again, Badger, just had a quick scroll. Jack Williams is named in the number 8 jersey.
You hate it, don't you?
But the last 2 weeks he's been named in the 8 jersey. He's played in the back row. So I'm hoping that pattern continues, because I tell you what, he's not a prop.
You're dropping Kotoga though for him?
Quite possibly. Kotoga can go to the bench, and I'd start Luca Moretti. But other than that, young Joash Papali too has retained a bench spot.
He was a weapon. He was playing real well.
And even the other debutant, Harrison Hassett for Penrith, has retained a bench spot after scoring their only points last week as well.
Love seeing debutants stay on the field.
Well done. Alrighty, moving on.
Give the young fellas a crack.
Absolutely, that's what Origin's all about. Well, this Origin NRL period anyway. And we move on to, I think this is the last game of the round.
Sure is.
Roosters v Canberra. Now this should be match of the round, but Wombat and I jinxed last week's match of the round.
Yeah, you talked about it last week, and look what we got out of it. So let's just say it's not the match of the round, and then watch a really, really good game for the last game on Sunday.
Let's hope so, because one of the teams we spruiked last week about being match of the round was Canberra, and yeah, they're in this one as well. So, But we have the young Roosters should get Robert Toyer back. He's named in the centres. Lindsay Collins named to start at prop. Connor Watson to start at 9. Spencer Leniu starting at prop as well. Angus Crichton backing up in the back row. So the Roosters get all their Origin players back. And Canberra will obviously get Hudson Young back. He only played 15 minutes. Once again, why would you pick a back rower on the bench?
Disappointing to see.
Anyway, Tom Starling is out, though, with that suspension from last week. So young Owen Paddy gets the starting 9, and Danny Levi will be the 14.
Yeah, it's going to be a big hit for Canberra, I think, seeing Starling out, because he's a force. He does walk the boys around, and he does play really good footy for Canberra. So, but Owen Paddy, we know we've seen him on the field backing up. I think this loss of Starling will affect Canberra a bit more than people realise.
I'm with you there. I think the loss of Starling is a big one, to the point where I can actually see Danny Levi starting the game and Owen Paddy starting on the bench.
Just to keep him in that same sort of mindset and positioning? Yeah,
just to not unsettle the kid. Not only that way he doesn't have to come up against Spencer Leniu and Lindsay Collins straight off the bat.
People I wouldn't want to be running into.
Absolutely. Look, I can nearly see a back rower battle. I could see Hudson Young and Angus Crichton coming together, and I can see Huddy Young putting it over Angus to get that starting jersey.
Fight for that Origin spot?
Yeah, because let's be honest, Angus was a bit of a passenger on Wednesday night.
On Wednesday night, though, how was Toyer? I reckon Toyer did such a good job for an Origin debut.
Solid.
Just where he needed to be, put in the effort, did his job, and for an Origin debutant, not getting the nerves and making silly errors, I think he had a wonderful game.
We'll put it this way, did Latrell make a 40-metre break?
Exactly right.
Absolutely not. So, young Toyer, tick there, pass the assignment, and he'll probably be picked in the next game as well.
Yeah, like we were saying in our Origin episode, again, go listen to that one, but Billy's seen something that other people have. We were sceptical of it, and he's picked the right number. So,
yeah, absolutely. So, which way are you going to lean with this last game?
Look, same thing as I said for the Warriors game. I feel like even though they got the win over the Warriors, Canberra are not going to be very happy with the form that they had last week. I think they're going to back it up. I think they're going to come back better and stronger, and I've got the Raiders over the Roosters.
You on the Raiders?
I do.
Tell you what, this has been the game that has given me trouble all week. I cannot pick this one. I'm starting to really like the Roosters and what they're doing, and I think it comes down to Robbo, like Trent Robertson, the coach. I think he's actually having fun again coaching.
Yeah, not so much of a job as it is hanging out with the boys, getting a footy team together.
Yeah, and you can see it in a few of his pre-game and post-game interviews. He's actually got a little bit more bounce about him.
Yeah.
I think these young kids coming through are doing wonders for Trent Robertson's. So Robert Toyer comes back, which means Marky Mark goes back to the wing.
Back on the 5. He's dangerous, isn't he?
He's deadly outside Toyer. The only question mark I have here is, can Savala and Smith do it again against Fogarty and the ball of energy that is Ethan Strange?
It's a difficult one, isn't it?
This is... Every time we doubt these young Roosters halves, they come out and make us look silly.
Look, Fogarty, so reliable, so easy. Strange, just the ball of energy, takes it when he wants it. But Smith and Zavala, it's just so good to see those two running around having fun playing footy.
Yeah, and I think that's the key word. Having fun.
Having fun playing footy.
Yeah, so... I like the Raiders too, though. This is tough. Look. I'm gonna go Roosters.
Another one against me.
I'm gonna go Roosters.
Got a bit of a rivalry going this week. Normally, most weeks when we have a chat, we're pretty similar
we're usually
with our
pretty
tips.
similar.
We're talking the same sort of mindset. This week, we're pretty far apart, I reckon. So
yeah, maybe it's our Origin hangover. I just don't want to agree with you. But
good, I like it.
I mean, I think you've taken a majority of the Queensland teams too, just quietly.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
But, I think that's it. That's round 13 all done and dusted. We'll go backwards and quickly run through the tips. Roosters, Raiders.
I had the Raiders on that one.
I'm on the Roosters. Penrith, Parramatta.
Penrith for me.
And I'm sticking loyal with Para. Bunnies, Warriors.
Warriors for me.
And... I think I went the Warriors too, didn't I?
I think you did,
I
You didn't want to tip the Bunnies this week.
Yeah, nah. Warriors both ways there. Manly, Brisbane.
I got Brisbane.
I definitely went Manly because it's at 4 Points Park. And then we go Cowboys, Tigers.
Cowboys in Townsville.
I think we're both going Cows there.
Oh, yeah.
And then Titans, Melbourne.
Heart over mind. Titans, let's go.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the reputation of Melbourne.
With the probably more smart tip.
And Dragons, Knights. We're both on the Dragons, aren't we not?
Dragons for that one.
Absolutely. Anyway, that's the preview for round 13. Thank you very much for joining us, guys, and we'll catch you next time.
See yous.